In the beginning of our business, we sold heavily to Sprint and Verizon. From the period from about 2004 to 2008 or so, we really had a great run in, if you want to call them the smaller carriers, the regional carriers. We were the first handset maker to support Virgin Mobile, for example.
Right.
And I think that really catapulted us into the MVNO market. People seeing that we were flexible enough to work with a new kind of carrier, doing business with the regionals and the newer flat rate carriers like Cricket,
Right.
Metro PCS. But that was very intentional, and we did extremely well in those markets, and we continue to. They're still very important to us. The inflection point for us was 2008, when Kyocera purchased the global mobile phone business from Sanyo. And in doing that, Sanyo was exclusive to Sprint in the US, and so it gave us entree back into Sprint after not being there for a few years. And we continue to do a lot of business with them. So really there are two sides to our business. We work heavily with Sprint, and within the Sprint prepaid group, because of all of the acquisitions Sprint has made, carriers like Virgin Mobile, Boost Mobile, in that prepaid group we do a lot of work with, and we continue to work with the regionals and the flat rate carriers as well. Yeah, at this point, our newest device is called the Kyocera Echo.
Right.
It's the first dual touchscreen smartphone. And you can see in its closed configuration, it acts very much like a standard single screen smartphone. 3.5-inch WVGA display, nice high resolution. But where the real magic of this phone comes in is when you take it and you actually open the device, you get side-by-side 3.5-inch WVGA displays. Let's say, for example, we launched the browser on the phone. Right now, it's pulled up the microsite for this product. This is the Echo microsite from Kyocera. And you can do your scrolling and look for all your information here, which is really nice. But let's say you find something and you want to send it to somebody. Simply by taking two fingers and touching at the same time, I can launch what's called simultask mode. So now I have my browser, and I can choose to go over here and open email, for example. And now I've got simultaneous independent applications running, the browser on one side, email on the other. You can do this with a host of applications on the phone, have them run side by side independent of each other for real multitasking like you've never had on a smartphone before. We've created applications that we call optimized applications, which mean not do they just use the two displays, but they use them in a complementary fashion with each other. So for example, if I go over here, we've written an application called View Queue for this phone. If I open it, this is an application for watching YouTube videos, and you can see I've got the queue here. If I choose a video, I'm not even sure what I'm choosing here, but what it does is it will launch a viewer in the full upper display, and it's loading right now. It's kind of a challenge on the network in the trade show here. But down below you have your additional searched titles, and what you can do is take these and literally just drag and drop them with your finger into this gray box on the side, and what it does is it queues and buffers them. So as soon as the top display is done showing the video, the next one pops up ready to go. So that's an example of an optimized application. We also have some really fun things, really user-friendly things, like on email, for example. You can see this is a swipe virtual keypad. This is the largest virtual keypad you can get on a smartphone device because you have the entire 3.5-inch display to work with. So you've got your email. This could also be messaging. Anytime you have a text input field and you tap in that field, it's going to launch this oversized keypad. So we call this optimized when you're using both of the displays together. And then finally, something that we have is called tablet mode. It should be very clear this is not a tablet, this is a smartphone, but when you use the two displays together as one oversized 4.7-inch display, you've gone from 800 by 480 in the pixels to 800 by 960. It's about 46% larger than an iPhone display.